Good evening and welcome to the Kickemuit Masqueres production of The Music Man Giroux. My name is David Marshall. I'm the student director for this production. The Masqueres were the brainchild of Kickemuit science teacher Ms. Kathleen Pedraza and were formed in the fall of 1996. This year's production began with auditions in mid-September. Since then, actors and crew have launched several thousand student hours in preparing for this performance. To honor that effort and to signify the continuing of the Masqueres Theater Company program, last night all our actors and crew received Masqueres pins which depict the Greek mask of tragedy and comedy. Tonight, after the final curtain, we will announce the winners of the Robert Evans Camp Broadway Scholarships. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 Kickemuit Middle School Masqueres. Actors, take your places.
Not now.
You're crazy with the heat. Credit is no good for a notion salesman.
All aboard!
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an Anglo salesman. Your friend gives credit?
No, sir!
Nor anybody else.
River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods. Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the goods. Cat for the noggies and the piggies and the firkins.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Talk, you get bigger, you can talk. Get bigger, 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 you can talk, you can talk. Talk, 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 talk. Bigger, 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 you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill? Hill?
Hill? Hill? Hill? Hill? Hill?
Hill.
No.
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman.
Hill? What's the fellow's line? Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing. He just a thing. He sells in a big hole. Great book. Messing up the grip for it. Every time a bulldog salesman. That's a Harold Hill. Harold Hill.
What's his line? What's his line? He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory. Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what? He's a what?
He's a music man and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-tat drums and the big brass bass. And the piccolo, the uniforms too with the shiny gold braid on the coat and the big red stripe line.
Well, I don't know much about bass, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a juice card.
No, the fellow sells beer. Boy, beer. I don't know how he does it, but he lives in the king. And he sells and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Board.
All right, you're all through. I'll tell you about Professor Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill.
Never saw him in my life, but I know this much. He's given every single one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out to the city rails on the rail.
Why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and instruction books and uniforms, he has to guarantee to teach the kids to play and to turn them kids into a band with himself as the leader.
Sure like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip, not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't try to sell them neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here.
Board.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I ought to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
And no one come to see me. Cousin Will never come, Aunt Bertha never come. Your Aunt Bertha's dead. Well, she wouldn't have come anyway. Cold as a falling thermometers in December. If you ask about our weather in July, and we're so blind and stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. If
Hill's the name, Harold Hill.
But what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this one?
Too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice comfortable girl. Ethel Toffenmeyer, boss's niece.
You were a pretty big slicker with me. Too bad you've gone legitimate. So give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian, female.
Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. She walks by, you just point her out to me.
I will. So, how are you gonna start the pitch?
Oh, you know, same old way. Keep that music teacher off her balance, and then, you know, get the town out of the serious trouble that it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create some. I need to be in a desperate need for a boys' band. You remember. So, what's new here? What can I use?
Nothing, except the billiards parlor has just put in a new pool table.
We never had a pool table here, huh?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. Either you're closing your eye to a situation that you don't wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster introduced to your community by the presence of a pool table. Well, you got trouble, my friends. Right here, I say, trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Always mighty proud to say it, certainly mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Maybe cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum. With a capital B and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Do you know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? Maybe trying out Bevo, trying out Cubes, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging how they're all going to cover up a telltale breath with a sense and one fine night. They'll leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the armory with liberty men and scarlet women and ragtime. Shameless music that'll drag your son and your daughter to the arms of a jungle animal instinct bass stereo. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble.
Oh, we got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City!
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here!
Gotta find a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gonna have trouble! Trouble, 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 trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Are certain words creeping into his conversations? Words like swell and so's your old man? If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City!
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble!
Right here in River City.
Right here!
With a T.
With a capital T!
Rhyming with P.
That rhymes with P!
And that stands for pool.
That stands for pool!
say anything?
Mama, of course not. All right, Emerald, now your exercises. So, do, la, re, ti, mi. A little slower and please keep your fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Now don't get faster.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't hurt to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wants.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Anyone else in this town?
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of the river city people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can know my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should you take advice from you? You can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all the mother Harrogans.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
I have not changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger.
What stranger?
The suitcase who may be your friend or chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common measure now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your sins, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to that plain of Paul. Let him see, having no wisdom, you come to for yourself, and your Irish imagination, no stubbornness in your library full of books.
Well, that is the best I ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, you may.
Is that a way to walk in the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss for me, boy. The lady's over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you come? I would especially like it very much if you would come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Emerald's asked her to her party. Are you going, aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lips. He's ashamed.
We all know about how it's listed, Emerald's. Well, Winthrop,
I bet he won't say it.
No, thank you, Emerald.
Amaryllis. Why does he get so mad at you? Just because he lisps.
It's not only because he lisps, Amaryllis. That's just part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
Well, never mind, dear. It's just he never talks very much.
Not even to you, your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
Well, I'm patient. Even though he doesn't ever talk to me, I miss him. Every night I sleep next to him like the evening star. You have to do very see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my little clock. Good night. Sleep tight.
Very good. You'll have lots of fun at this party. If not, Winthrop, you'll find someone else.
Never! I'll end up an old maid like you!
Well,
Shin for leading us in the singing. As the mayor of River City, I'd like to welcome all you River Citizens to the 4th of July exercises set up here in Madison Gymnasium, counter the weather. First, the members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. Oh, the members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement on the costumes, I suppose. Instead, the one-down Negro who will live on with you all present a spectacle of my wife, in which my wife, you lady Kickemuit Shin, will take a leading part.
One time ye, one time ye, one time ye, one time ye. I will now count to 20 in Indian tongue. Ing, ting, t'other, feather, fit. I'm shot, George. Who shot me?
Who set off that cracker?
I know who did it! Tommy Gillis did it! Tommy Gillis did it!
Yes, it was Tommy Gillis.
Tom Jesus, I don't leave advise you.
Miss Shin will recover. His fireworks spectacle, the last days of Tom Pie, will take place tonight, provided the rain stops by 9:30.
How could it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, Mort. That's why we all prepared for a storm.
You wouldn't last very long in the banking business, being accurate most of the time.
Will you remember the school stop bickering in public? Never mind.
We heard there was a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Just a minute.
Now it's the pool table, isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercise?
We don't want any more exercise until we get this pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah!
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah!
Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah!
May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, my friends, with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Well, just think, my friends, how any pool table could ever hope to compete with the gold trombone. Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da. Remember, my friends, when a handful of drum players stick to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Say, River City's gotta have a band, and by that I mean a boys band. Do you hear me? I say River City's gotta have her boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and River City's gonna have her boys band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred, and you'll hear the crash of cymbals, and the thunder of rolling drums, and the shimmer of trumpets. Ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones left the parade with 110 cornets clutched behind. There were rows and rows of the finest virtuosos of every famous band. 76 trombones song with 110 cornets clutched behind. There were more than 1,000 trees springing up like trees. There were horns of every shape and line. There were copper bottom timpani and horse platoon. Thundering, thundering, all one. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons.
stature. That man Hill is a spellbinder. I want his credentials. Grab that hook!
I made an example out of him, you know. What he does, the game does.
Geez, and please and let me go. You wild kid, ya. Tagging down Main Street at my oldest girl last Sunday. I wasn't even tagging. Don't you contradict me. We just walking together, geez and pleasing. Watch your phraseology. I know what you've been doing. My little Grace has seen you. Now you stay away from my little girl, or you'll hear from me to who laid the rails. Mr. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning, 10 o'clock sharp, about that banquet over at City Hall. Then I want that man's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know, it's tough. He's got a pain waiting outside.
No, Constable. I will now show you how to break up a gang. Oh, young lady, oh, miss, what's your name?
Zanita, I don't have any idea what you expect from me. Ye cats.
Do you know Tommy Juice?
Well, kind of.
Tommy, escort the young lady home.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Ye cats.
Professor, you're a pretty bright fellow. You did come from the States out there.
Oh?
The mayor just happens to own that billiard tower in
Oh. What was my other mistake?
Well, that's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Excuse me, Professor. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates.
Nothing of the kind. Letters and papers.
Wait a minute. What am I hearing? You, sing. Ice cream. Ice cream.
I'll sing it, man. That's what you're...
Then, just talk. Down here. Talk slow. You. Ice cream.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
Ladies, you will never see any one of these gentlemen without the other ever again.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. They've dated each other for 15 years.
How can there be
Any sin. Oh, we're sincerely in love. Oh, we're in
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No!
I've got some lovely caramels back at the hotel if you would like to come.
Mr. Hill!
Professor Hill.
Professor! Of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying men on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Gold medal class of Watt 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I may go? Another thing, Mr. Hill. I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some of the people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there which may give me some very interesting information about you.
Now,
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog. On the PV, we're all so excited about that. I'm the Townsfolk,
And this is Mrs. Squires, Mrs. Hicks, and of course you met Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh no, I could not say this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
of course, I completely understand, Mrs. Shin. But you see, part of my music plans include a committee on the dance. No, wait, do that again, Mrs. Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it just now.
I have a bunion there that bothers.
Oh, what grace! What flow of line and movement!
Mr. Hill.
Please, you must accept the chairmanship for the Ladies' Auxiliary of the Classic Dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Oh yes! Please, you must, Eulalie.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, speaks to Sartan. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin? Then you accept?
Yes, indeed, and I would like to...
Thank you. Now, the young lady who plays the piano, Marian Giroux, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 chip. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot. Of course you can. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little,
Dirty books.
Chaucer. Chip, 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 chip. And the worst thing, of course you can. Chip, 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 talk a lot. The man went to
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to men who never had a friend in this town until she came around. Old miser Madison.
Old miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Dining Hall? That miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do we think he was anyway?
I should say, what a show-off. Gave the town the library too, did he not?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
Well, he left all the books to her.
She was seen going coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
No.
That one made brazen overtures with a gilt edged dancing. She had a golden glint in her eye and a silver voice like a captain ring. Just melted down and you'll reveal a lump of lead as cold as steel here, where a woman's heart should be. River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer. Chip, 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 chip. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little.
Oh, yes, I know exactly what you want. Fabric Hotel. Follow me.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 chip.
Good night.
Chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 where go? Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 chip.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize that you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has the same firm cheeks and those splendid cheek muscles, by George. Not that he can ever be really great, you understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all of the really great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, Klein...
Professor, we are Irish.
No, really. That seals it. Sign here, Mrs. Peru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Thank you. That'll be $7 on his money. No more due until the opening of band practice. Oh, yes, and of course, only his measurements for his uniform.
Uniform?
Hello, son.
Would it have
A stripe? Why, certainly, my boy. A wide red stripe on either side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse me, the Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words even a day, even to us. So if you get him to perform in the band, it would be a miracle. Where are you from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
What's she now?
Gold medal class of Lot 5. Hello, Miss Peru.
Mr. Hill.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested.
Why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead.
Anything else?
You'll have to excuse Marian, Professor. She's not really.
Please. I'm sure at heart that she's just as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Mrs. Peru.
Good day to you, Professor.
Marian Peru!
Has he gone?
Well, I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think about your future? Gary is the end class of all time now, darling.
Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. It's a well-known fact that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Come here. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the Indiana State Journal. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
What, Master?
You won't have to say anything. I've written it all down.
Why do you need a book at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claim.
Hey, Sunita. Meet me after supper.
Meet you where?
The footbridge.
Last time the lumber yard, now the footbridge, and where will we meet after that? The black hole of Calcutta? Egad, Tommy is Papa!
Didn't I say get that skull under those credentials? I said that the morning you July 4th, 19, and 12.
Yes.
And now the whole town's turned upside down. The school board's singing uptown and downtown, and not attending to city matters.
Mershin! I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alumni.
It's who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can ever get out of it. Gary Conservatory, class at Oxford.
Well, if you'll just take a little time to read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look any further. It's on here.
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon's just come up from the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon, at this hour of the day.
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments. I want that man's credentials.
Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a bicycle maple sticker on my birthday. Before I go to bed, and on my dance the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Please let it practice the G.O.D. They couldn't turn it or turn around. Surely could be now. Very special now. For me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I could ever make it see. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be something special just for me.
Oh, your Wells Fargo wagon, keep a coming. Oh, your Wells Fargo wagon, keep a coming. Oh, your Wells Fargo wagon, don't you dare to make us stop until you stop for me.
It's the band instruments.
Here you are, Winthrop.
My cornet. Gee, thanks, Professor.
Men, you will each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, sniff the streets, get acquainted with your instrument, and practice the la-di-da, the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Sister, I never thought I'd ever see anything so scrumptious as this scrumptious the solid gold thing. Oh, sister!
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some by-gad shooting out of them horns in pretty short order, or else I'll see you in front of the grand jury. No, Miss Marian, about that. Look.
Come, George.
Hold on. Let's get things to the library.
I've never seen Winthrop so happy. Thank you, Professor Hill.
My pleasure, Miss Prim.
Start her up, Mr. Launchboard. Wait till Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
The Shapoopy!
Now a little kiss to make her pretty, you will be a hussy. And a little pop is a cat out, is anything but fussy. A little kiss will make her around, and in the clouds, sit on the ground. See if the girl is nice now, see if
Miss Marian, the thing system is revolutionary, I will admit, but I cannot discuss these things in public. You see, if you would allow me to call, then I could tell you, but when may I call?
Why you make us?
You dance like a fairy princess, with a moonbeam for your floor. You had golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart of purest gold, here, where a woman's heart should be. Fairy princess, shimmery floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes, now unfold, heart of gold, here, where a woman's heart should be. Told us to read those books
have you been?
Fishing.
Fishing.
With Harold, and he told me about his hometown, Giroux, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he told me his song that has hardly any echoes in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, like the town that knew me well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on the elegant synchronization, I will say without a moment of hesitation that there is just one place that I can light my faith. Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
Not Louisiana, Paris, and New York or Rome, but Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana.
My home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute after show Aaron Willis, my live frog.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
If you say so.
You the piano teacher here in town?
Yes.
Well, then you must know about this fellow Hill starting a boys' band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I've got the goods on him. Swindling, two-bit thimble ringer. I'm just passing through. The number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Who are you? Name's Charlie Callan. Anvil salesman. And now I'm out to take the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cow, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fellow's been the raspberry seed of my wisdom tooth for far too long. He spoiled Illinois for me, and I'm not about to let him spoil Iowa for me too. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see right through him? He's no more professor.
Oh, I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. And besides, he's a fine leader, and he's got...
Wait 1 second. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
You'll never make that train at the crossing. You'll have to catch it at the depot.
No, sir. I've got to leave word, and I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
I never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know? Wait, what am I doing? I miss that train, and I'll get fired. And I've got to leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tintype. And how do I know you deliver the letters?
Friday. There's your train, now run for it!
You double-dealing little... Who do you think you're trying to protect? That man's got a girl in every county in Illinois. And that's 102 counties. Not including piano teachers like you, goes up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
Marian! Marian! Who was you talking to just now? Why, Professor Hill?
Hello, Mrs. Giroux. Miss Marian.
Why don't you two come up and say, I got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we go and set, as your mother said?
I don't know.
You did ask me to call.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've... What I'm trying to say is, I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
No, say, where would you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Miss Marian, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so Mother and Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, why do you think people start these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness and jealousy. Well, jealousy mostly, I guess.
Precisely. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Just that. But, of course, it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to... take you, for instance. Your attentions to customers and well, teachers may easily be misinterpreted. Mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they?
Why, of course.
And so you say if another salesman or someone were jealous, they could be downright lies, now couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Oh, yes.
It just shows you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you just discuss things.
Miss Marian, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you, but couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit, your knees bent.
We could sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit in a hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I can think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk. Meet me there in 15 minutes.
Oh, I just can't. Please some other time, maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll wind up with a lot of empty yesterdays. Now, I don't know about you, but I would like to make today worth remembering. The footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be, and saints be praised, it worked!
What does?
I can use the think system on you from the parlor.
One Grecian herb. 2 Grecian herbs. And a fountain.
Stop! Listen to this man.
You gullible green grass goats. I'm talking about Harold Hill, highwayman, road agent, pickpocket.
Pickpocket.
Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady, ever since the very first day he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band, there never has been any band, and there never will be any band. And if you and you and you don't hunt down this man like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of this town.
Now, will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for? I want my money back. Forget the money. I want his hide.
After him. And when you found him, bring him back to the schoolhouse. After him.
Get the rig.
I got it.
What time's your train leave?
9:40 for the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, if you want to turn a world around here and get yourself caught in theft, you go ahead, but...
Miss Marian, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
I meant I'd say about 26 years late. It took you all this time to get to the footbridge with Fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Marian, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything?
No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving anything.
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful.
Marian,
there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of home and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
Marian, there's a lot of things that you don't know about me. Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz, and this may be it. Now what?
Look at the salesman here. Looks like he's selling and you're buying.
Had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
Why she's so far off balance you can't tell it from a catboat in a hurricane.
Get the rig. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
We don't need to go into that right now, exactly, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty of it when you first came here.
About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory, Clouds Vault 5. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory in Op 5.
Why, there's certainly
No,
one.
because the town wasn't even built till Op 6. I'll see you at the social.
You knew all along.
I knew since July 7th, 3 days after you first came.
Why, you little...
He's not here. This is right down by the creek.
Winthrop!
Come here, son.
I'm not your son. Leave go me.
Not till I talk to you for a second.
I won't listen. You won't tell me to second.
Would to.
Would not.
Would to. Anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yeah?
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Leave me go, you big liar.
Listen, you wanted the truth, so I'm bigger than you, and I'm stronger than you, and you're gonna get it. All of it. You're entitled to know two things right now. One, you're a really great kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd quit moping around on the streets.
What band?
I always think there's a better kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to now?
Come to think of it, it's not really any of your business anyways.
I wish you'd never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe every word he ever said. The way every kid in this town ran around all summer, especially you. And the way they acted. And the parents too. Does Mama wish she'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold, please.
Go on, Professor, hurry up.
I can't, Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time ever, I got my foot caught in the door.
Fred, they're here. That way, that way.
Go on, Professor, that way, that way.
Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think some of you ought to be grateful for what this man has brought to River City.
If only some of you could forget your everlasting Iowa stubborn, chip on the shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill came here. Well, do you? Do you?
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there is a person in this hall who doesn't think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, please, step forward. You ladies, step back! How have you people forgotten how you bought expensive band uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear warranty and understanding that your children will be playing in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
These Mayor Shin, I believe the band is right here. Remember, men, think.
turn me on? You didn't, did you? Alex is the sound guy. I keep forgetting he mutes everything when he leaves. All right. That's it. Yeah, 3. Okay, hi. The 2 young people up here, well, of course you saw her all evening. That's Kaya. Kaya is the only person in this year's production who isn't eligible to get a scholarship, and that's because we gave her one 2 years ago, and we don't give more than one to any one person. Now, Sam, who's up here, Sam was last year's male winner. And he's over at Mount Hope. Last year he was the lobster when we did the Little Mermaid to her mermaid. Okay. We try to give 1 or 2, sometimes 3 if we're rich, scholarships every year to Camp Broadway, and it's called the Robert Evans Acting Scholarship. For those of you who have been in town for a long time around the Warren area, Bob Evans was a teacher here at Kickemuit. He's retired now. When the Masqueres were formed 18 seasons ago, it was Kathleen Pedraza, Bob, and myself were the 3 people. And I guess I'm the last one still standing up here, and Sam won't let me leave. We gave these scholarships starting with the year that we did Annie. We had a young student here at the time, Latoya Hall, who did such a marvelous, marvelous job as Miss Hannigan that we said, well, we've got to honor her performance, and we came up with the idea of the acting scholarship, and then we said, that was a great idea, so let's keep doing it. So that's where actually more of your money goes towards the scholarships than actually go to putting on the production. We try to do it on the cheap. There's really 2 ways to win the scholarship. The first way is you come out on stage and you do such a bang-up job that year that everybody sits there and says, if they don't give that kid a scholarship, we're going to basically beat the producers up. And the other way is every year for 3 years, you're the student who shows up, who's always there, takes whatever role we can give them, doesn't complain when we have a play that they don't quite fit into and they get a smaller role. And there's a lot more kids up here who we would like to give the scholarship to, but we just can't afford it because I have this rule that we're going to keep the adult ticket price below the price of a value meal at the local fast food places. Okay, so the female one, okay, do you want to give the female one, young man, and we'll let her give the male one, right? Okay, you're not going to read it out until I hand the mic to you, okay? All right, so don't let anybody see it behind you. Stop, get away. These have been, like Price Waterhouse for the Oscars. Okay, our female award winner during 6th grade, if I get these right, was a wicked stepsister and a counterfeit cow. In 7th grade, she was a fearful, faithful, friendly fish. And this year, well, actually last year in May, she was, I think, the Queen of Hearts. And this year, she was a comfortable girlfriend. So, Will?
Samantha Mendonca.
Okay, and the other one, since I said everybody was eligible up here, probably you can figure this out. He was a prince, and this year he was a con man, and he is...
Liam Bullard.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will borrow something from Robert Evans that he used to say that I've picked up over the years. Anytime that anyone says to you that the modern student is lazy, doesn't, just wants to basically sit at home, play video games, text their friends and everything, when you look at the thousands of hours, student hours, that were put into this production, by the actors, by the backstage crew. That's not true. These kids are great. This was our 18th season. Hopefully we'll be back next year for our 19th season, and I thank you all for coming.